First up, the sex industry. Good morning. I'll bet that woke you up. YouTube's probably going to cancel me now for saying the word. This might be a taboo topic for some, but in the sex industry, innovation is massive. When I say things like condoms, lubricants, toys, you don't think they just fall out of thin air, do you? Oh God, I hope they don't. Like any sector, these products go through hundreds of designs, reiterations, trials, tests, performance studies to get the optimal output. And that has R&D written all over it. I wonder who the guinea pigs would be for that. From one gas affair to another, we now have the death industry. I get it. No one likes talking about death. Or maybe you do, but you're probably on the wrong channel. However, I want to bring your attention to one client in particular, Parkgrove Crematorium, who have only gone and invented, get ready for this, the first all-electric cremator in the UK. Ken and his team have had a massive focus on green energy. So a lot of their innovations come down to the design of the actual cremator, the way it runs, the operations with inside it, the software, and improving things like timings and temperatures, all to do their part for a cleaner world. With Ken pushing the industry from moving from gas to electric, it's no wonder that this project had a big fat thumbs up for an R&D claim. On yourself, Ken. Moving on to number 3. Something you probably never think of is innovation in fast food. But you absolutely should, because it's all around us. Fast food chains are constantly trying to improve their products by making them healthier, yet without losing the taste and textures of their famous dishes. Take a noodle bar, for example. Let's say they want to cut the calories in half of their famous curry sauce, right? But it has to look the same, smell the same, perform the same, set the same as the full fat version. There's no way that's just going to be a like for like. Or let's say a kebab shop owner wants to create their own brand yogurt sauce that is also suitable for vegans. How do they do all this? By embarking upon research and development projects. So next time you grab a slice, thank the owner, because they've went above and beyond to make that slice guilt-free. Number 4 is a good old British tea bag. I know British people love their tea, but tea bags aren't anything new. So where's the innovation, I hear you ask? Well, what if I told you that a number of the leading tea bag brands actually have plastic inside them? And so a lot of competitors are trying to develop more natural and environmentally friendly alternatives. Of course, without mucking up the wonderful flavour. Well, that is exactly what one client in particular done, creating the fabulous tea on a stick with a very unique filtration system. How did they do it? I'm glad you asked. Hundreds of trials, tests, experimentation, failures, all that juicy R&D stuff. Children's play areas. If you improve the UK environment somehow, then the government becomes your best friend. That's why there's all these R&D grants and funding given towards companies that have that objective in mind. Now, a pretty cool case study here is one client in particular who specialises in the design of manufacturing outdoor wooden play areas. What was so cool about the project? They decided to reuse McDonald's plastic toys. Now, obviously, plastic toys are not going to cut it from a structural integrity perspective. So what does the client do? Architecture is my favourite one. We see buildings go up every single day, okay? There's nothing new there. But what we don't see is all the cool behind the scenes innovations that go into making these buildings so amazing. Architects are always trying to design buildings so that they've got improved EPRs, really smart functionalities, super intelligent operating systems. And there's so many projects where new uncertainties come up, issues that the industry has never faced before and probably doesn't even have the technology to deal with right now. So what do? They carry out research and development projects and push barriers in their industry. Yay, architects! Caravan parks. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. These holiday sites are not what they used to be. We are way past the days when it was just one restaurant and a shared pool, people. These parks have gone tech bonkers, okay? They use AI technology that is so smart these days that it predicts things like what you're going to spend your money on next, what activity you'll sign up to. It'll probably tell you what you'll eat for dinner that night. Software innovation is a dream, and you can apply it to almost any field. But it is quickly becoming one of the most scrutinised sectors when it comes to R&D claims. So please, 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 work with a specialist. It's all I'm asking. R&D in telecoms is big, but it's just not all that obvious. Now remember, R&D takes place in a company when the industry go-to solution either doesn't exist or just isn't good enough for what you're trying to do from a science or technology perspective. So what happens when you want super fast broadband, but you live in a listed building that just doesn't allow such luxuries? Or even worse, let's say you live in the middle of nowhere and life's just not fair. There are definitely times where telecommunication companies need to get a bit more creative with new and advanced processes in order to maximise coverage. So what does R&D look like in this space? Well, I guess there could be a lot of software development. There could be modifications to off-the-shelf solutions like products or tools. Nonetheless, not one to miss. Very similar to the caravan park example, when you think of office jobs, you don't necessarily think of innovation straight away. But to stay ahead of the competition, these companies are spending hundreds of thousands of pounds on their internal systems. Why? Because data is king, and intelligent data can be turned into money like that. Always remember, HMRC don't care about what's happening at surface level. They're interested in the behind the scenes that counts. If you can take software to the next level, you're in for a winning claim. Finishing with farming. Ask yourself, how does a farmer get better quality eggs? Or how can they improve their crops from a shelf life or nutritional perspective? Duh, by doing R&D. The farming one is such a cool one when it comes to innovation because it covers so many different things. You've got machinery, you've got animal welfare, you've got crops. The next time you're at a farm, keep your eye out for something unusual happening. The fact that you're here right now tells me you liked this video, so I've recommended a couple more on the screen just now. But of course, to follow all of the new content that comes out, subscribe to the page or pop onto the website and sign up to the newsletter.